Hello, Skibidi Toilet fans! In this episode, I'll be analyzing and explaining every single secret and Easter egg in the whole series, and explain the lore and story beginning to the end, starting from episode 1. So if you enjoy the content, you can like and subscribe for me to continue the series. Let's get started. We start the series seeing the small G-Man with a business suit walking past us, and we see a toilet that has a head singing the song Skibidi Bop Bop. And the model that's used for the head is male_07. On the second episode, we see Gordon Freeman and Cursed G_man dancing, and also we see the Skibidi woman for the first time. On the next episode, we see G_man running away from the toilets, most likely a foreshadow to what's to come later on the series, which I'll be explaining when the time comes. We see a male_07 with a human body that points to flying Skibidi giant toilets, and it seems like the army is getting ready to fight the Skibidi toilets. Until this point, not much has happened in the story, and Dafuk Boom finally decides to start adding on to the story after episode 7. This is where the story actually starts progressing for the first time, and we learn that we are a Cameron with a body. You may ask how we know that, and the answer is Dafuk Boom foreshadows it by showing us our shadow, which clearly shows that we have a camera head, and for the first time we get in contact with the Skibidi toilets and flush it. Right after our flush, Skibidi toilets start rushing towards us, and suddenly there is a huge explosion, which is our first encounter with the G_man toilet, which I mentioned in the beginning. My guess is that the Skibidi toilets captured G_man and made him into a giant toilet with insane powers, but we'll get into that later on the video, so make sure to watch the whole video. And in the same episode, the toilets kill us, making it the first kill and death in the series. After what happened on Skibidi episode 7, we see that the cameraman have prepared an army and marching towards the Skibidi toilets, and we see the original toilet killing 2 cameramen. Right after that, he kills us as well. The next episode, we see 2 Skibidi toilets admiring the original Skibidi toilet statue, and the POV cameraman gets closer to the toilets and flushes them both right after we spray the cameraman flag on the toilet statue, and we see Skibidi police officers chasing cameramans. We see the Skibidi church, and we meet the Holy Skibidi toilet for the first time, and in the middle of their prayer session, the cameraman busts in and the Holy Skibidi toilet starts eating cameraman, and right when he is about to eat us, the other cameraman flush the Holy Skibidi and save us. And we see the cameraman thumbs up for the first time in the series. We see the cameraman marching towards the Skibidi army, and also in the background we see a unidentified cameraman dropship dropping cameraman adding onto their forces, while triple giant Skibidi toilets are marching towards the cameraman and kills us, the POV cameraman. A fast-paced episode starts with us in the middle of a battlefield, filled with toilet and cameraman bodies where the cameraman flag has been sprayed all over the place. We almost get killed by a Skibidi toilet, but we quickly block him and flush him. And right when we are about to be killed again, we see a large cameraman for the first time, and he saves us. But things take a turn right after we see G_man and learn that he has laser eyes that can destroy the city. We meet the spider cameraman called the Camera Strider, and it looks like it wasn't only G_man that has the laser eyes, and most likely all the giant toilets got an upgrade after all the fights against the cameraman. And the unidentified camera ship turns out to be a Polaroid camera ship that drops out cameraman who saved everyone against the flying Skibidi toilet. But at the end, we see a flaming meteor toilet crashing down to the POV camera. Episode 14 starts off fairly normal with the cameraman and Skibidi marching towards each other until a rocket Skibidi toilet starts boosting through the toilets, both crushing and killing the Skibidi and the cameraman. We see a cameraman running away from toilets, but the POV cameraman uses a button to explode the whole street right before he gets attacked. And for the first time, we see the camera screen glitching. We see the CCTV cameraman becoming a CCTV toilet, trying to sneak into the Skibidi hangar, but he gets caught really fast and killed. But we get a short glimpse of Spider Skibidi toilet at the end. We see 2 cameramen being sneaky and telling us to shush with a weird device on their hands. And the cameraman presses the button with the danger logo on it, and we see the orbital camera on the sky start beaming into the Skibidi meeting and explodes everything, but they all survive. And the giant Skibidi use their laser eyes to destroy the orbital camera and kill the other cameraman. A fairly normal episode starts with the classic fight between the Skibidi and the cameraman. But later on, this episode becomes one of the core episodes of the series because at the end, for the first time, we see the Titan cameraman, and he gives a thumbs up. And this becomes the second cameraman thumbs up, implying that it's their sign of communication. We see how powerful the Titan cameraman is fighting against giant Skibidi with ease, and he uses his optic lasers for the first time, showing us how much power he truly possesses. Starts off with the Titan cameraman fighting again, and it's almost nighttime at this point, meaning that he has been fighting the whole day, non-stop, and most likely is getting tired, but at his lowest point, the Skibidi toilets bring in G_man giant toilet using his laser, and also the rocket toilet that destroyed many people attacking the Titan cameraman, which makes him escape the place, showing off his flying rockets. Since the Titan cameraman was defeated even though he was tired at that point, the cameraman decides to interrogate a Skibidi toilet to learn the truth behind the G_man Skibidi toilet and how powerful he is. But the Skibidi toilet resists giving information, and the cameraman decides to flush him, but right after the G_man Skibidi toilet shows up and kills everyone. We see both species fighting again, and we see G_man Skibidi toilet leading the way, but the cameraman sneak in and try to flush him. But right about when he is being flushed with his insane powers, he stops the flush midway through and shows that he doesn't die easily. Episode starts with the Titan cameraman being repaired after the fight on episode 20, and all the scientist cameramen are working together to fix him up. But regular Skibidi toilet starts rushing inside, and as soon as they see the Titan cameraman, they reverse their tracks and start escaping in the frightening sight of the Titan cameraman. And we also get our third thumbs up from the POV cameraman. This episode is the start of a new season, and a very important episode at that. This is the episode that introduces us to the Speakermen, and they save the cameraman, meaning that they might be forming a team later on. In episode 25, not much happens, but episode 26 is another episode that needs a lot of attention because it's the first time we meet the Titan Speakerman, which looks insanely powerful. And he has got that drip, if you know what I'm saying, and he has the crazy powerful blaster on his arms. Also, just like the Titan cameraman, he has a core, but instead of a blue optic core, he has a red one. And the POV cameraman gives a thumbs up to the Titan Speakerman, which means they are officially a team at this point. In episode 29, the heroes are relaxing, yet somehow a strange toilet seems to come near them. This strange toilet is called a Skibidi glitch toilet, which possesses crazy powers. This toilet manages to defeat every single hero around him with incredible speed and a lot of strength. I hope he's the only one in the series, as he is very powerful. And also at the end, for the first time, we see a version of us, the POV cameraman, lying dead on the ground. The Skibidi toilets kidnap a large cameraman, which they use to experiment on. The Skibidi toilets infect their experiment with a parasite which controls the mind. This makes the large cameraman kill the POV cameraman. We see the Titan Speakerman getting glitched right after he beats many Skibidi toilets, and he suddenly turns against his own people and starts killing other cameraman and Speakerman. We see the whole city in chaos, while G_man toilet is destroying everything around him with his laser eyes, and also the creator. DaFuq_Boom indicates that he is destroying YouTube with the crazy amount of views he is getting by making G_man Skibidi toilet destroy the YouTube headquarters. If you enjoy my videos and want me to destroy the YouTube algorithm, you should like and subscribe also. The cameraman learned that they can remove the parasites, and with the help of the scientist cameraman, they start removing the parasites. But G_man Skibidi toilet and the Titan Speakerman attack the premises and kill off the scientist while they are saving everyone. In the eventful 37th episode, our team of heroic cameramen were on the cusp of healing 2 infected big radio men when unexpectedly a Skibidi mutant sprang into action. The atmosphere further thickened when a shadowy figure, a black silhouette with an intimidating purple gaze, was spotted standing on a bridge, seemingly watching the scene unfold. Undeterred by the sudden chaos, the heroes operating the healing cannons pulled through, successfully healing the 2 infected radio men. This triumphant moment was swiftly followed by the extermination of the Skibidi mutant. Episode 38 started with the heroes seeming to have the upper hand. They had a healing tank, a team of cameramen and speakermen ready for the fight. But then, G-Man appeared out of the blue, wreaking havoc and leaving a trail of destruction behind him. In the following episode, episode 39, we were introduced to a mysterious new character. This formidable figure, known as TV Man, made a remarkable first impression by freezing all the Skibidi toilets at once with just a single glance. Despite the cameraman army's devastating loss in episode 40, the lone surviving member didn't waver in his hope. Armed with nothing but a plunger, he was determined to fight back. Just when things looked bleak, TV Man swooped in to aid our heroes. This was also the episode where it was revealed that TV Man wasn't the only one of his kind, indicating the existence of an entire new race. Episode 41 of Skibidi Toilets introduced a new character from the TV Man family. This new member appeared strong both in stature and sound. Given the formidable new ally, it appeared as though the cameramen were inching closer towards victory. In the 42nd episode, we were introduced to another character from the family of toilets. As the TV men were busy decimating their opponents, the Skibidi toilets were far from idle. All the while, the point-of-view cameraman was watching from a high vantage point. A silent threat was silently creeping up behind him. It was then revealed that the Skibidi hook toilet was planning to remove the protective lens. However, since the point-of-view cameraman removed it himself, the Skibidi hook ended up punching him instead. By episode 43, the cameramen seemed to be fully relaxed. However, they were taken by surprise by the Skibidi toilets wearing glasses. The glasses didn't pose too much of a problem, and it was expected that the heroes would come up with a solution to handle them. The real concern was the unexpected abandonment by the TV men, leaving our heroes in the lurch. In episode 44, we saw Cinema Man taking matters into his own hands when faced with a Skibidi toilet octopus. The new enemy bore a striking resemblance to Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man. Cinema Man strategized his attack, first breaking his protective glasses with his punch, and then efficiently defeating the octopus. The climax of the 45th episode saw a clash of two titans. Cinema Man showcased his impressive armor. When his blasters proved ineffective, he resorted to throwing toilets. An infected Titan Speaker Man tried his best to stop Cinema Man, but to no avail. However, TV Man Titan managed to steal the speaker using his pitchfork, causing the infected Speaker Man Titan to flee in fear. Interestingly, Cinema Man didn't use his red light ability. As it turned out, the power of TV men had no effect on the speaker race because they lacked eyes. In episode 46, the infected Speaker Man Titan was seen soaring through the sky at a high speed. A new Skibidi vacuum cleaner toilet also made its first appearance, and although its imposing presence was intimidating, Cinema Man appeared unfazed. Episode 47 saw Cinema Man finally catching up with the infected Speaker Man Titan. But a surprise awaited him as the infected Titan led Cinema Man into a trap. Subsequently, G-Man launched an attack on Cinema Man. Despite the surprise attack, Cinema Man's super ability came to his rescue against G-Man. Just then, an unexpected hand-equipped toilet flew towards them. Cinema Man, taken aback by the sudden emergence of this flying Skibidi toilet, found himself in a tough spot when it managed to cut off the speakers that were used as armor. Seizing the moment, G-Man removed the Titan's armor, leaving Cinema Man in shock. As the Skibidi toilets prepared to infect him, the Titan managed to teleport to safety. Now the tide had turned, and it was time for the infected Speaker Titan to be on the run. Spotting the point-of-view cameraman, G-Man swiftly killed him. Out of nowhere, the creator of the series, Dafuk Boom, came to the rescue of the point-of-view cameraman. In episode 48, the scene shifted back to the city. Our cameraman heroes continued their fight against the toilets. Despite their dwindling strength, they battled on against their opponents, refusing to lose hope. One particular cameraman stood out, managing to tackle 5 Skibidi toilets single-handedly. Meanwhile, with Cinema Man defeated in the previous episode, the situation in the city grew dire, forcing even the large cameraman to make the ultimate sacrifice to halt the attack. These Skibidi toilets were noticeably different in color, likely due to a special alloy that provided good protection and could withstand high temperatures. The cameramen were clearly struggling. On Skibidi 49, G-Man donned glasses, having realized the danger posed by the red light. The episode also marked the first appearance of a thumbs down sign in the series and a cameraman split in half. We were introduced to a new toilet scavenger and a new ally, TV Woman, who managed to stop the chainsaw. In the background, it could be spotted that some toilets were in black lava. Despite her strength, TV Woman faced an army of Skibidi toilets, prompting her to teleport the point-of-view cameraman to the hero's base for his safety. In the strange world of Skibidi toilets, we see a worrying sight. There's lots of chaos and fear, and in the middle of it all, two cameramen are messing around with some strange device. It gets weirder when we see a radio man chatting with another cameraman. This cameraman is wearing a vest, but it's not his clothes that are strange. It's what the vest might mean. It's plain and out of place, and it could be a bomb set to go off when it touches a Skibidi toilet. This idea fills the air with fear and makes everything seem more scary. As we go further into the base, we see two more cameramen, but they're not like the others. They're lying down on the cold, hard floor, looking very sad. What made them so upset? Maybe it was the illegal drugs, or maybe it's the chaos around them. Either way, they're both really unhappy, and it makes everything seem even more confusing and dark. Just as we move from the base to the courtyard, a lot of action hits us. The courtyard is full of people running around in a panic. Among all these people, two of them stand out. A cameraman with no arms and a cameraman who's clapping. They're weirdly interesting in the middle of all the same-looking people, and we start to wonder what they'll do in the future. Far away, a shadow starts to form. It floats and flickers, just a ghostly shape against the background of the Skibidi world. We remember something similar from the 47th episode of the series. Could it be the mysterious secret agent from that episode showing up again? This idea is exciting but also a little scary, and it makes the story even more mysterious. While the heroes run around in fear, one person stays calm. A single cameraman standing tall becomes a symbol of bravery. This special person is holding two toilet plungers. The silliness of this sight is balanced out by his brave attitude as he stands there, fearlessly facing the huge Skibidi toilets that are all around him. Suddenly, a new Skibidi toilet appears, but this one is different. This Skibidi toilet is wearing a virtual reality headset, something we've never seen before in the Skibidi world. It makes the mystery deeper and makes us question what we thought was real. Next, something unexpected happens. One of the heroes pulls out a new weapon, something we've never seen before. It's a freeze cannon, a cold and powerful weapon from one of the towers at the hero's base. It looks like it could be a good thing in the middle of all this chaos. As the fight goes on, the freeze cannon does its job. A flying Skibidi toilet is the first one to get hit by the freezing blast. The effect is instant. The dangerous enemy falls to the cold attack and dies. It's a small win, but it brings some hope back to the hero's side. But the win doesn't last long. From the Skibidi toilets, a helicopter version starts to fight back. A single rocket shoots through the air, heading straight for its target. The freeze cannon, once a sign of hope, explodes into pieces, destroyed by the rocket's hot impact. Just when things look really bad, something unexpected happens that gives the heroes new hope. A black cloud of mist shows up, the same kind that Cinema Man uses to teleport. And from this spinning cloud, a surprise figure appears. A stronger, better Titan cameraman steps out, his shape showing through the mist. This new form isn't just a small upgrade. It's a big change, a huge step up in power. This stronger figure has a lot of new weapons, a gravity gun and two hand cannons that can shoot exploding missiles. He also has a jetpack for fast moves, and a chamber with blue fire coming out adds more mystery to his powers. This three-headed Titan reminds us of the three-headed Hydra Skibidi toilet from the 19th episode, a win that now seems even more important. We focus on this amazing, stronger Titan cameraman as he steps out of the mist. At first look, we see the impressive weapons he has. Weapons that, even in the Skibidi world, are not normal. It's an amazing set that shows us how powerful this figure is. The most important weapon is a gravity gun, a tool known for changing gravity. The gun, with its power to mess with the laws of physics, means a big change in power. It's a hint at what kind of big fights we can expect in this serious episode. Next to this interesting weapon is a modern jetpack, giving the stronger Titan cameraman fast moves to help him fight and avoid attacks. Having this in the set means a big change in how they fight, maybe suggesting a more complicated level of fighting in future episodes. Next, we see something that really changes the Skibidi world, a chamber, glowing with a scary blue fire that seems to come from the Titan's stomach. This strange feature adds a new layer of mystery and wonder, making us ask what other impossible powers this stronger character has. Lastly, the stronger Titan cameraman has 2 hand cannons, able to shoot exploding missiles. These powerful weapons tell us a lot about the damage he can do, making the tension higher and making us think of big battles to come. But even with all these impressive weapons, the thing that catches our eye the most is the 3 heads. This detail makes us think back to the 19th episode, where a 3-headed Skibidi toilet hydra was beaten by the Titan cameraman himself. It's an interesting and ironic match, adding a nice balance to the story and making us curious about possible future fights. As the dust clears and the noise of the battle fades, it's clear that the stronger Titan cameraman's weapons worked really well. The battlefield, once full of the scary presence of the giant Skibidi toilets, now shows that his scary weapons worked. Every big enemy has been beaten, their once scary figures now dead and defeated, thanks to this stronger version of the Titan cameraman. In a heartwarming show of unity and thanks, the heroes slowly come out of their base. It's a serious walk, every step showing the relief and thanks they feel after the fight. Their faces, tired from the fight, soften as they show their thanks to the Titan. They raise their thumbs in a thumbs up, a well-known sign of approval, showing how important he was to their survival. But in the middle of this friendship and respect, there's a strange exception. One big cameraman doesn't join in with the rest, his gesture very different to everyone else. He gives a thumbs down, a quiet but strong disagreement with everyone else. This strange act breaks the feeling of unity, hinting that there might be a traitor among the heroes.